morning, everyone. Thanks so much for coming back to Granny's Place. This morning it's a little bit dark in my reading corner. You can probably tell. It's because we're having some storms here in Chicago. So this morning I was out on my patio and I was watching the storm just move over our area. It was just so fun to see the clouds move that fast and think about what a great God we have who can make the clouds, and He is in control of all the storms. So anyway, maybe the sun will come out while we're reading. We'll see. This morning I chose some stories from the Story for Little Ones. These stories are from the Bible, and they are stories that of things that happened before Jesus came to the earth as a little baby. So I think you're going to enjoy these stories. This one is called Two Believing Men. While the Israelites roamed in the desert, God told Moses, "Send men to spy on the land I promised you." So Moses sent 12 spies into the land to see what it was like and what kind of people lived there. He made Caleb and Joshua the leaders. "Be brave," Moses told the spies, "and bring back some fruit to show us what grows in the land." The spies went into the land and looked around for many days. When they returned, they told God's people, "The land is beautiful. It has plenty of food." "Hooray!" shouted God's people. Caleb said, "Let's go live in the land now." But the other spies were worried. "Wait, we saw giants living there. They are strong and they will hurt us." God's people were scared. They did not want to go into the land God had promised to them. "God is stronger than any giant. He will give the land to us," Joshua said. "God will lead us." "Don't be afraid," Caleb added. But God's people would not listen. They would not go into the land God had promised them. But because Caleb and Joshua believed in God's promise, when they were older, they did go into the promised land. Caleb and Joshua believed God's promise. God keeps His promises to you too. God's helper. God chose Joshua to lead His people into the promised land. One of the towns in that land was Jericho. Can you see Jericho? Jericho had a high wall around it. Joshua sent spies to see if the city was safe to enter. When the king of Jericho heard about the spies, he told his soldiers, "Go capture them." God helped the spies by sending them to a woman named Rahab. She hid the spies in her house. When the soldiers came, she told them, "The spies are gone, but you can catch them if you hurry." So the soldiers hurried away. Rahab quickly hung a rope outside her window. She told the spies, "Now you can climb down and escape." The spies thanked Rahab and promised to remember her. When God's people were ready to capture Jericho, they marched around the city walls for 7 days. Then the priests blew their trumpets loudly, and the people shouted, and Jericho's walls fell down. Can you see them? The land God had promised His people was now theirs. The spies remembered their promise and helped Rahab and her whole family. God had Rahab help his people, and you can be a helper too. A strong man. There was a man named Samson who led Israel. He was stronger than all the other men. He even fought a lion, and he won. Samson listened to what God said, and God always helped Samson. One day, Samson fell in love with a pretty woman named Delilah. He stopped listening to God, and he started listening to Delilah instead. Some bad men wanted to know what made Samson strong. They told Delilah they would give her money if she could find out his secret. Delilah asked Samson, "What makes you so strong?" Samson told her, "If you cut my hair, I won't be strong anymore." When Samson was sleeping, Delilah cut his hair. Samson became weak. The bad men came and captured Samson and put him in jail. Samson was in jail for so long, his hair started to grow back again. The bad men were so happy that Samson was not strong anymore. They had a party in their temple. They brought Samson so they could tease him and make fun of him. Samson prayed to God, "Please, please, God, make me strong one more time." God helped Samson. He made Samson so strong he was able to knock down the thick pillars that held the building up, and the temple fell down. Samson asked God to help him, and you can ask God for help too, and he will make you strong. Two kind people. In the town of Bethlehem, in the land of Israel, there was no rain for a long time. Without the rain, nothing could grow, and there was no food. Naomi and her husband and 2 sons moved to a different country. After many years, Naomi's husband and sons died. Naomi told her sons' wives, Ruth and Oprah, "I am going back to Bethlehem. You can stay here with your families. They will take care of you." But Ruth loved Naomi and said, "No, I won't leave you. Wherever you go, I will go." So Ruth and Naomi went back to Bethlehem. They had no food, no money, and no family left to care for them. Ruth went to a field and picked up little leftover pieces of grain to feed Naomi and herself. A kind man named Boaz owned the field. When he saw how hard Ruth worked on his field to feed Naomi, he told his workers, "Give her all the grain that she wants." Ruth and Boaz fell in love and got married. They had a baby boy. Naomi was the baby's grandma. God blessed them with a brand new family. Ruth was kind to Naomi, and Boaz was kind to Ruth. God smiles when you are kind. Well, thanks for listening to the Bible stories. We'll pick that up again real soon. I guess you might have heard the thunder while we were reading. Most of the storm has passed by, so I think we might get some sunshine this afternoon. So I hope wherever you are, you enjoy your day or night, and I'll see you next time. Take care.